Hey guys, Loco here with my favorite Academy player of all time, Joshua Hartnett, Dardoch. How you doing?
I'm great.
So, Dardoch, a lot of people, we have to start out with this. A lot of people probably watch Breaking Point, probably heard of us fighting, and they don't know that we're actually chill with each other. So, what is the relationship like between you and me?
Beef has been settled, and we've been cool for, ever since literally after it happened. I think we were fine weeks after all that drama. So,
I remember it a little differently where there was definitely a lot of beef, and afterwards we didn't talk to each other, and we started talking to each other randomly through Twitter DMs, and I was like, okay, Josh grew up, I grew up. It's like Josh was like 17 or 18 when it happened, and I was also immature, so I guess I don't really care about it, and we're chill.
yeah, it was my first experience in any team as well. So, I was really, a 17-year-old kid.
Let's talk a little bit about your roster, your Academy/LCS roster. A lot of people don't even know who's on the team and who some of the guys are. Can you run me down top to bottom, like who the guys are, and introduce them a little?
So our top laner is Alorum. He was a previous Wukong only player, turned just top lane main. He's been playing competitively for a long time now, and he's a really good player. I'm in the jungle. You know who I am. It is what it is. Scarlet is a European player. I played a split in the Turkish league. I'm not sure what else he's played competitively, but he's also extremely talented individually, but he's really fresh as well. Neo is a lot of the same story. He's a Vietnamese player, plays a lot on the I don't know much about his past. I met him very recently on the solo queue ladder, but he's also Neo, I mean Asta, but he's also very mechanically gifted and very fresh. And then Austin Gate, everybody knows him. He's a former LCS player, very good as well.
So you guys actually took down Clutch today, and the other superstar of Breaking Point, Piglet. You guys had a really intelligent draft where you let Akali through, so they first pick Akali, and then you kind of pick Rumble into it. So yeah, walk me through the draft, how you guys prepped, and what you thought about Clutch's draft.
I thought Clutch's draft was what we predicted. I don't think it's a bad draft, but last week Demonte had a really standout game on Akali, and everyone saw it, obviously. So with that in mind, Crown just said he wanted to play Rumble into Akali pretty much, and we'd been practicing it for the majority of the week, and they played they drafted how we thought, and it went well.
So how does Rumble mid work? A lot of people actually don't know like little intricacies of Rumble, especially when he lanes. A little bit about the flamethrower not drawing aggro. Could you go a bit into it?
I don't know personally the specifics of laning with Rumble. I do play him in the jungle, but as far as I know, you can just cook her in the Shroud, and that's the play.
So for the people that don't know, when you use Rumble Q, they changed it so spells draw aggro, but Rumble Q doesn't draw aggro. So you can like roast them.
I see it. Yeah, it's a cone, not a targeted spell, so it doesn't draw the aggro of the wave. I understand that logic. Yeah.
So you can roast her, as you say, in the Shroud, and the creep won't hurt you. So it's a really strong matchup versus melee. And yeah, I thought it was a really intelligent draft. And let's talk a bit about Crown. I thought when Crown was going to come over, he was going to blow his brains out, like playing in NA where the culture is a little different. The try-hardness of the teams are a little different. How has he been? And yeah, how has he been adapting to NA and playing with you guys?
He's not like other imports in the sense where, honestly speaking, a lot of the imports that I've worked with or seen on teams complain a lot about the things that NA has to offer, solo queue, environment, ping, all that stuff. I have no experience of Crown complaining whatsoever. He's extremely hardworking, and for the most part, he's really calm and collected, which is a really bright spot on a team with a lot of rookies and a lot of frantic moving around the roster. He is essentially the rock in the team. For anybody around him, there's always a stable, he plays well every game. He's calm and collected every game. He does the same thing every game. Everybody can play and strategize around him, and he is extremely flexible in the draft. I don't know where the meme came that he only plays Malzahar, because he plays the most off-the-wall stuff almost all the time. So, yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about Crown.
So where is this Optic roster going to end up, in your opinion, and what are your goals and aspirations for this? Because a lot of people had you guys like dead at 10th with either FlyQuest or it was just between you guys, FlyQuest, and EchoFox, but you guys are on a tear lately, so I'm pretty curious where you think you guys will end up.
I don't know personally because I'm strictly a mercenary for LCS. I'm just here because Zab called upon us. But for the most part, I think as soon as Arrow's visa is done, I think him and Aster are swapping for sure. Me and Will should be swapping, and I think for the most part, it should be the standard roster of the one that was released: Meteos, Dokla, Crown, Terry, Big, and Arrow. We're just waiting on the Arrow visa, I think.
So it is a really difficult position to be in because you are a LCS ready jungler playing in Academy, now getting your shot at LCS. And unfortunately, due to the original signings and the promises the org has made to Meteos by naming him the starter, as you said, he's going to get his spot back. Isn't that frustrating being in Academy when you're already so ready and you've proven yourself?
I don't want to say it's frustrating because I've gotten all the LCS games so far in the season. So for the most part, I mean, it was an understanding that if the coaching staff saw it fit, me and him would swap and I would get time at times. But honestly speaking, for the most part, I think it is correct that Meteos is a starter. He quite literally is. He spanks me in scrims every time when we play internally. So. I think for now it is just because we're the Academy roster and we are the most cohesive unit, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be like a thing. You know what I mean, I don't know how to really word that better.
Well, the Josh I knew would be so frustrated when he's ready to play and already shown that he can play on this level. Really, there's not a small feeling that you have when you get your spot or is taken back that it should be me up there. Like, I'm good enough for LCS.
Yeah, I probably will move more into that mindset as the season progresses, and I'm sure I will get frustrated at times not playing at the higher level if I do have to play in Academy for an elongated period of time. But I think for right now, especially, my mentality more so is to improve in the areas that I guess I can't when I'm focused on LCS because it is so results-driven immediately. So in Academy, I actually am getting to expand a lot on the areas that I feel like I'm really weak at, and I don't feel like I can get that same thing when I practice with the LCS team. So at least for now, I don't foresee me getting frustrated.
Okay. If you're being held hostage, wink twice, but what changed, Josh? Like, the Dardoch I remember from years ago is very different from the one I'm interviewing today. So do wink twice if you're being held hostage or there's a family member in danger that's being kept hostage. But if you actually did change, like, let me know, like, what the hell happened?
I think just in my position, there's not much I can do. It's not like I'm going to go to, it's not like I'm not going to go to Zab's office and like bang on his door saying I need to play an LCS right now or I'm going to have a mental breakdown. I know in my position as an Academy player, I need to wait at least in between seasons or in between splits to even think about looking at offers to play an LCS again in a full-time kind of aspect. So for now, I'm purely just focusing on building up my team and helping them do as well as they can because we do have a more fluid roster that can change. So any of my teammates can kind of play at any time. So I want to help everyone get as good as they can because we do, we are practice partners at the end of the day. So if our practice partners are better, we become better that way. So I kind of lost the question.
No, you answered it well enough. Wow. I'm just so surprised to get this kind of answers from you. And I'm sure a lot of people will be too, because they just remember Breaking Point Dardoch, and that's the image they have stuck in their head, like Immortals Dardoch, CLG Dardoch, when you've clearly changed. Do you think it's unfair that players are held to a certain reputation even after they've shown change in behavior?
In most cases, yeah, I would agree, but in my case, not really, because my line of bad behavior has gone on for so long, and my line of good behavior is not as long. So I do understand the aspect of having to prove yourself, but I think at this point it's a little tired. But I'm just going to keep doing the same stuff I've been doing for however long, and hopefully by the time I have opportunity to play or be looked at for an LCS spot, people have their brain on in this off-season period.
Okay. So final question: where do you rank yourself amongst Academy junglers first? And then LCS junglers. Is there anyone better than you in Academy?
I'm not sure. I haven't played against everybody in Academy yet, but I don't know. I'm not. The jungle role right now is so not even like. I don't know. The individual skill of jungler really matters like not at all in the current meta right now. So I really couldn't care less about a tier list or couldn't care less about ranking myself against other people because better laners win, bro. It is what it is. Better laners win.
So what is the meta right now then?
I mean, you see it every game. People are buying Stopwatch, Stairx Gauge, Guardian Angel on everybody. You just turn into a puppet some metas as jungler, man. Everybody's got to buy the same items or you're useless. It is what it is.
Whoa, because some people would say this is a jungle meta. You have to fight for crab, like junglers matter so much.
Yeah, I would agree. Jungle role matters a lot, but it is completely lane centric. Can I fight for that crab? Is not based on am I stronger than the enemy jungler. It's determined on does my laner have prio. That's a laner centric meta, by the way.
So not jungle centric meta, but lane centric.
Tarzan doesn't have the 105 KDA. Just saying.
True that. Well, thank you so much for the interview, Josh. And if you're being held hostage, I will come save you. Thank you so much to Low-Key Community for making this interview happen. If you guys want to support them, the link is going to be down in the bio.